Okay, but I'm going to record this one just in case. Oops, didn't want to do that. Okay. So what I'll do is show this. Let me just pull up this screen right here for a sec. In your website, you're going to have a manager like a CPA that shows you the volume, because we're getting paid on all the BV from our entire team on the left team and on the right team. So this is your BV summary, and it shows you about 5 weeks worth. We get paid weekly. So it's a cycle is your commission, and it's going to tell you how many cycles you have each week, how much volume went through the left team each week, and how much volume through the right team. And there's also a current one for the current week. So you'll see that one accruing as people are ordering and enrolling in your team in real time. So that's called cycle pay, and that's your passive residual income, and there's leverage built into that as well. It's very powerful. I focus first and primarily, not only, but that's my number one priority, is my cycle pay, because there's bonuses that you can make, and there's quite a few different bonuses, and we'll go through a few of them. If you have a notepad, I would definitely be taking notes. And if there's something that really sticks out to you that you want to know more about, then, highlight that or put a check mark by it or something. And, whether or not we have time to get to the depth of all that today, but you could always ask, your upline, or get a hold of somebody, or, get a hold of me and help you to understand that on a deeper level, if it's something that you want to know more about. So cycle pay, again, if I go back to, let's see, on this slide here, that 6% that they're paying on unlimited depth that calculates daily and pays weekly, that's the cycle pay. They're going to pay you on this BV that's being ordered from anybody that orders product in your downline on unlimited depth. And no matter how little or how much, or maybe they make multiple orders in a month, you're going to get paid on those orders every single time. And that's your cycle pay is like, it's a guaranteed. You know how many cycles you're at, and it's pretty consistent, month to month. And as your team's growing, those cycles will go up. So your income is going up, and what they're going to pay you each week. And that's your regular, consistent income. It'd be like if you were working a job and they're going to pay you every 2 weeks or once a month. Only Isagenix is going to pay you every week. So that's the money that you depend on. The bonuses, they could be different. And there could be some months that you don't even qualify for bonuses. So you want to set yourself up so you're getting the bonuses, because there's some really big money there. But the consistency in income, and something that you could literally retire on, not retire, but know that, hey, I replaced my income at work, and I've done it through the cycles. If you wouldn't want to quit your job off of your bonuses because you made a bunch of money that month, it doesn't mean it's going to be there the following month. So that's kind of a philosophy that's you need to know when it comes to the compensation plan. So the cycle pay is going to be the what you want to be focusing on. Now, so let me just go through here. All right, so for some of you that are really new, you have your own website, and the website is will be your own URL. Or you can go to isagenix.com and log in, and it brings up this login screen. Once you've logged in, you're in what we refer to as your back office. And here you can manage your auto ship, you can enroll new customers, people that you're signing up and they're going to be in your organization. You can place orders right now instead of waiting for the auto ship to send it out. You can just order something right now. And there's just a lot of information in this back office. There's resources, there's libraries, there's training videos, events that are going on around through other associates in the company. a big event that me and Carrie are going to is Top Achievers. We qualified for that, and that's in Maui. We're going to leave on Tuesday. And they really roll out the red carpet. They're trips of a lifetime. We went to Paris, and they put us up in the best hotels they can and give you all kinds of perks. So those are fun things that you can look forward to if those are something that you want to do. See parts of the world that you would have probably otherwise maybe never have seen. Now, when you log into your back office, if I go to order, this tab here is going to have a drop down, and I can click on orders here, or I could just click on this one. Either way, it's going to take me into the shopping cart. Your shopping cart categories are all right here. So when I click on this weight loss solution, there's going to be a drop down menu that has a whole bunch of choices. I'll click on one. So let's say I went to weight loss because I know the isoline shake is under weight loss. So I would hit isoline shake in that drop down menu, and it would take me to this. Then I can pick which flavors, and this goes down further, but you can't see it. And then you want to click on the wholesale. The resale would be like if you're a doctor or a pharmacist or a nutritionalist, you have a store. I think what that does is just separates the taxes and things like that you're paying for the resale. I've never bought anything out of there. I just always click it out of the wholesale side. And then it tells you the BV that each canister. So one canister of creamy Dutch chocolate, which would be this one, is 27 BV, and the list price is $39. Right? And you can go down and put in whatever amounts you want of each flavors. Isogenesis, when you buy one bottle, it's $79. If you were going to buy two bottles, don't buy two of the one count, get one of the two count, because there's a price savings. It drops a little bit of the BV because two bottles would normally be 108, but because they're giving you a discount, they bring the BV down just a little bit. So just some little things to know. The cheapest you can get isogenesis, I think, is for the 5 count. And I think that comes down to around $71, $72 a bottle. All right. And there's the BV for that pack. All right. So remember, when anybody else in your downline is ordering product, there's always going to be a BV associated with whatever product they're ordering. And you're going to get paid on that, no matter who enrolled them. And so that's very generous of the company to do that. And that's part of their goal. So what you need to know, I guess, is that when Kathy and Jim Coover partnered up with John Anderson, because he wanted Jim Coover. Jim Coover is a genius when it comes to infrastructures of companies. That's what he did. And Kathy was a dental hygienist for, I think, 15 years, she said. And Jim kept trying to talk her into getting involved in networking, because as he had been building infrastructures for companies, he did some for networking companies as well. And he said, Kathy, you're very dynamic. You'd be very successful in that industry. And it took him a while to talk her into it, but finally she did. And she went from being a dental hygienist to a networker, and she became the top female income earner in 3 companies. They made millions. But she said every company let us down. Every single one of them. There was greed, corporate stupidity, no long-term vision, just all kinds of different things that caused them to be let down by the company. And so she actually got out of the industry. In her last company, she was making like 30 grand, and they chopped her down to $7,000 a month. And she just said, we got tired of it, and retired. So here's John Anderson wanting Jim Coover to build the infrastructures. And so Kathy, coming along with Jim, said, John, we'll do this and help you build this company if we can make more 6- and 7-figure income earners than any other company in history. She says, I know what it's like to dedicate your life to building a business and then have the rug pulled out from under you by, greedy people or, no long-term vision and wanting to make an impact in people's lives. She says, you give your blood, sweat, and tears, and you put your life into something. And then to have it pulled out from under you like that, we just don't want that. We want a place that the networker could call home. And so John agreed. He said, yeah, I just want to get my products into people, at this level of quality. And so that's part of the mission statement, to create the healthiest, to unlock the secrets of science and nature, and in the process, create the healthiest people on the planet and create more 6- and 7-figure income earners than any other company in history, and in the process, create the largest health and wellness company in the world. So that's their mission statement. The motto is, if it's not right for the customer, it's not right for the company. And it used to be the associate. They just did the whole customer thing where everybody signs up as a customer now. But it used to be, if it wasn't right for the associates, it's not right for the company. And I've served on the board twice, 2 years in a row, for the field, and they listen to us. They make decisions based on what we think. And companies out there don't. When they're ran by a corporation or by committees or by boards or investors, they could care less what you think. They just think they know more. And Kathy Coover understands nobody knows the company as well as the field does, and we're the field. So that's really good to know that information, and that what you're going to put your effort into is going to be here tomorrow. And they're creating a legacy company. I mean, we just hit $1 billion a year, $6 billion in total. They want to get to, they said we want to be like a Nike or a Apple, or, billions of dollars a year. We want to be a legacy company that'll be here for your kids and their kids and their kids. So they don't have any exit strategy. This is why they were born as well. All right, so that's good to know that. Now, we talked about this a little bit already. So as an associate or a customer, I guess everybody starts out as a customer, and they get the products at the wholesale. And it's the same price for a customer as it is for me. Like if I went in and bought a bottle of Isogenesis right now, if I bought one bottle, it's going to be $79. And somebody just getting started today, no commitment to share the products or anything, they're going to get their bottle for $79 too. Okay, that's a lot of integrity. And the opposite of that is when companies make you buy a lot up front. And that's called front loading. Run away from those, right? So here we are, the exact opposite of that. Why? Because our products work. We don't have to sell you up front and then never see you again, right? So we're building relationships and customer base. Now, the opportunity is that when you have your own website, you can get other people their own website. And as a customer, you haven't put in your social or your birth date yet. You can't at first enrollment. And so you have to add that. So once you add your social and your birth date, it takes you from customer to associate. And so you can enroll people as a customer, but it's only going to let you put them on one leg. It's going to be the outside team leg. So if you enrolled 4 people, then you're a customer, you can't do this because it won't let you enroll one. Let's say this is the team leg, the left side. You can only enroll those 2 people on the left side. As soon as you make yourself an associate, you can enroll them wherever you want and start to get paid, okay? And also, once you go from customer to associate, it's going to get the clock ticking on the bonuses that have timelines to them. So just know that, okay? And your first bonus that you can make that has a timeline is your first 60 days. Not from when you're enrolled, but from when you go from customer to associate. So you new people, you might already have done that. You might have already added your social and know that. Just make sure you're passing that on to other people, that they're going to be able to have that opportunity too, instead of lose that opportunity to make that $500 bonus in 60 days. All right, so 100 BV keeps you active personally. If you're on auto ship and ordering 100 BV, as your upline is enrolling people down under you, you'll be collecting that BV, the 6% from people below you, even before you're eligible to get paid as an associate. I'm not sure if it does it as a customer or not. Maybe if somebody knows, you can type that in to the comments, but I'm not positive on that, so I'm not going to act like I am. I don't know if you bank the points as a customer when you're on auto ship and you're ordering 100 BV. But as an associate, I know you do. All right, so now once you're at 100 BV, you could be like that for 3 years. You keep renewing your membership. You might have 500 people down under you on one leg because your upline's been putting them down there. And now people below you are building a business and they're bringing people in. You could have 5,000 people under you in 3 years, as long as you kept renewing your membership. Now, I do believe that there's a timeline. It might be 2 years to change from customer to associate, okay? So once you enroll two people, one on your left and one on your right, and they're ordering 100 BV, then you're qualified to get paid the 6%. So you need to be building both teams. You don't want to be all on one leg. That's why they make you put one on the left and one on the right, because that's going to serve you to do that. Let's see, somebody made a comment. Let's see if I can. 2 years. Yeah, okay. So 2 years from when you're enrolled, you can change from customer to associate. Thanks, Lisa. Now, also, they made this easier. Because look, one bottle of isogenesis is 54 BV. What if you're just enrolling each person that you enroll? Let's say you're in a retirement community, and it's just one person in the home, and you just keep enrolling people with one bottle. The way the compensation plan used to be, you wouldn't get paid the 6% because they needed to order 100 BV. The company changed it. If you can have an accumulated on the left side 100 BV from multiple people you've enrolled, then you're qualified on the left side. As soon as you do that on the other side, whether it's through one person or two people or three people, remember, you're personally enrolled, but when you accumulate 100 BV on each side through your personally enrolled, you're now a consultant and can start getting paid the 6%. So somebody who's been enrolling people with just one bottle of isogenesis, as soon as they've enrolled two on this side and two on this side, they've met that 100 BV qualifier to get to consultant and be eligible to get paid, okay? And they would have to keep ordering that every month. If somebody dropped off and you fall below the 100 BV on your personally enrolled on either side, you'll still collect the BV from people below you, but you won't get paid it until you get back to consultant. So that's pretty nice of the company. When you fall out of consultant because somebody stops ordering, they still keep adding the BV up from the people below you. Companies usually look for ways to take money away from you. We don't flush the volume out at the end of the month either. It just keeps accruing at the end of the week, end of the month. It doesn't start over at zero. So what this is like is the principle of leverage. There's 24 hours in a day and 168 hours in a week. Most people don't know this. I didn't understand the principle of how I replaced my income so quickly. And then I hit a 6-figure income in 13 months. That's $2,000 a week. I'd never even come close to that. And I did it in 13 months. I didn't understand the principle. I was following the principle, but I didn't understand it intellectually. So this is it intellectually. There's 168 hours in a week. So 24 times 7, 168 hours. You could never work that many hours because you wouldn't be sleeping. Most people are probably going to work 40 to 80 hours a week. I probably worked a little bit more than 80 hours a week. It was about 16 hours a day, so whatever that comes out to. All right, so if you had 10 people that were hired by an employer, 10 employees working 10 hours, that's 100 profit hours for the employer. Okay, simple math. 10 people working 10 hours is going to produce 100 profit hours. A little more than half of how many hours there are in a week. And the employer's not working. Let's just say that these 10 are doing all the work. Now, where it gets really exciting is when 10 people hired by the employer are working 40 hours. Now there's 400 profit hours. The employer's not working. He's got his managers or whatever in place. But he's more than doubled the amount of hours there are in an entire week. That's how you start creating wealth, is when you can leverage the time there is in a day to work. Now, what networking does is it takes a lot of people doing a little bit. So 40 people working just 10 hours a week still produces the same 400 profit hours for the employer. Well, you're not the employer, but you're at the top of all of this that's happening with this 40 people. So it's the same thing as being the employer, but these people don't work for you. You can't tell them what to do. They don't work for you. They're ordering product. Even if they're building a business below you, you don't control them. They're going to build that business the way they want to build it. But it's like you're the employer. And so if you have 40 people under you working 10 hours, you're going to get the same 400 profit hours, which you could never do on your own. It would be absolutely impossible. You could never do that on your own with a job. That's how I was able to replace my income it was 4.5 months I replaced my income at work. And in 13 months, I was making a 6-figure income. Because like Cindy, I enrolled as many people as I could. I mean, I just talked to everybody. I talked to strangers, which I normally didn't do. And I was talking to strangers and sharing with them my story, what happened and what was happening for other people. So Cindy, in 1 year, enrolled 25 people, but she had 950. 950 compared to 40, I mean, they wouldn't even need to work an hour a day, right? But if they did work an hour a day, that'd be 950 hours every day. That's how I'm at $1 million a year plus. So that's the principle of leverage. Now, it's residual because it's a product that you're going to consume. So that means they're going to reorder it every month if they like the results they're getting from the product. And it's also passive because they're going to be ordering it through their own website. So those are 3 unique principles that are all lumped together in one vehicle, Isagenix. Passive, residual, and leverage. Because there's people who can create a lot of money for themselves, but they don't do it with leverage. They're a CEO of a company and they're still working a lot of hours. It's not passive. So if they quit their job, they're going to lose the income that's coming in. If I didn't work today or if I didn't work all week, when I'm in Maui, I won't be working. Well, I'll probably still do a couple Zooms here and there or maybe some phone calls. But if I didn't work, it wouldn't matter. It's passive. And leverage means it's going to be growing. So my business will be bigger than it was when I left to Maui. Okay, so those, now in the beginning, if you have eyes to see that, then you'll talk to strangers. If you truly believe that that's going to happen for you, you will move heaven and earth. I mean, you'll move mountains in your life. You'll make it happen. You'll start to grow yourself and you'll start to do things that you would never do before because you can see down the road that there's going to be this opportunity to live a life of freedom, options and freedom, but you're impacting people's lives at the same time. So it's very powerful. It's a movement. I truly believe, I said it in front of 14,000 people being the opening speaker at Celebration, 2015, I think it was. And I said, this is a divinely inspired company. There's so many principles, so many of God's principles that are woven into this that there's no way that the human mind could have thought of this. And Kathy Coover, one of my first Isagenix universities, says, me and Jim now know that this is the reason why we were born. This is our purpose at this time, to be building this company. So that's why I like to show isogenesis and get people started this way. It's the easiest way, perhaps the least expensive, and the greatest results. This is, John Anderson said, this is the greatest discovery of our time. This product right here, our formulator said, this is the greatest discovery of our time. Tony Robbins, when he was asked to speak on our stage, the only product he mentioned was product B. He says, my wife loves product B. Okay, so these are clues, and it's very easy to take. It's very duplicatable, and that's what you want. You want duplication, and it introduces them to the entire company and all the other products. So you can decide on how you want to do that, right? Let's see, I think somebody else made a comment. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm just sharing with the principal right now. So yes, I'm gonna go into great detail with the right side and left side. So as you're building now, there's a left team and a right team. If it helps maybe for some people with their paradigms or just philosophy, you can look at it as your right distribution and your left distribution. We have a Walmart distribution center right here in St. George. And so this is where they bring in all the product for the Walmarts that are around, and then they ship them out to those different Walmarts, right? So products are moving through that distribution center. Well, we're doing the same thing. We're moving products. This is a business. So in networking, you know, it's just another business model for moving products. So you could look at the right side as your distribution center and the left side as your distribution center of moving products. If products aren't moving, then nobody's making any money. The more products that are moving, the more profits, right? So you have a left team and a right team. And what you want to do is share with people, share the amazing, electrifying stories, and provide solutions. And once you enroll 2 people, you don't want to stop there. You want to keep enrolling because it's going to take more than 2 people to get these teams growing on their own, where they're self-perpetuating. So you just put one on the left, one on the right, one on the left, one on the right, one on the left, one on the right. And as you're doing that, other people will start to catch the vision. So let's just grow out this organization. Let's say this, this is weeks and months down the road. Pretty healthy looking organization here. If you were to look in your back office, you would see squares with names in them. And they're going to be breaking off all kinds of different ways as you get more and more people. So each one of these silhouettes represents a person who has their own account. And in their home, they have their website and they're going to order products. So this is my right team, this is my left team. Where it says consultant, those people in my downline are getting paid as well. So that person's getting paid and that person's getting paid because they're building left and a right team, left and a right team. This person's just starting to get paid. They might have gotten motivated because this person's bringing in a bunch of people. And this person would be getting paid too right there. It should say consultant by this person, left and a right team that they're building. Okay, so that's just it growing out. And you never know. I mean, it could have been this person that takes off with it. You just never know. But you don't want to be enrolling to these inside legs. That's a no-no. Don't enroll under this person right here. Okay, and some people will say, well, what if I help this is my sister. She's not doing the business. She's not even using the products, but she has like 40 people under her on the right leg. She's not doing the business. She's stupid or whatever, right? So I'm going to show her, I'm going to give her a person and get her to consultant so she'll start getting paid so that she'll wake up. It doesn't work, you guys. And you'll have left that person that you enrolled on your sister's inside leg stranded because they don't get the BV from these people. So you want to keep enrolling to the outside left, outside right. And every time you enroll somebody like this person, look at all these people that are going down under them now. Maybe she brought some of them, but maybe somebody in the upline's enrolling them, or maybe you're enrolling more people. So the BV's coming up and paying that person you enrolled. This person started building this leg. And then this person started building this leg and this leg with that person. See, that's the leverage. If you think you're going to get somebody excited by giving them people, it doesn't work. In fact, it makes them more mad at you because you're not putting more people under them. And you never build any momentum because there's just no momentum being created by enrolling people on the inside legs. Okay? So outside left, outside right, outside left, outside right, outside left, outside right, outside left, outside right. Now, remember, Isagenix pays you on everybody. So you have your right team and your left team. When this person orders 100 BV, they order some products that equal up to exactly 100 BV. Everybody that's on auto ship and is ordering 100 BV, and as far as I know right now, you have to be an associate, not a customer. They're going to get that BV from this one person. So it's going to float up and go into everybody's bank. And it's going to come to you. So all these people didn't order that product. They're the beneficiaries of being in the upline of the person who did order the product. And the company has figured out how to do that on unlimited depth. So even if it was 10,000 people down, it would pay everybody all the way up that 100 BV. Well, and it doesn't stop with you. It goes up and it'll pay me. Say this is Tova's downline, and she enrolled somebody to order 100 BV. Everybody in the upline that qualifies gets it, and it's going to go thousands of people up to me, and that person's 100 BV will be in my bank. Okay? And now Tova's on my left team, which means it would have gone in my left bank. And I know that just because I know Tova's on my left team. So anybody that orders product on Tova's team is going to go through my left bank. Okay? So that's pretty generous of the company. And don't let your mind get all worked up about, well, how do they do that? They would run out of money. We haven't run out of money. We're making more money than we ever have. And they've never changed the comp plan in 16 years. Okay? Now, this doesn't flush out unless you stop ordering your product. They give you 5 days grace period. So you have to order product every 30 days, 100 BV minimum. And then if you don't, they give you 5 days grace period. Say your credit card expired and you didn't know. You'll get an email, and your sponsor will get an email saying, hey, so-and-so's about to go inactive. They didn't order their product. It gives you 5 days. After 5 days, this will all go to zero. However much you have in there, it'll go to zero. That's the only way you lose your volume, is if you don't keep ordering. So now this person orders, and it's going to pay everybody the 100 BV that he ordered in the upline. If somebody doesn't qualify, like let's say this person right here doesn't qualify, it just skips them. It just leaves a zero in their bank and it keeps going up. It doesn't affect anybody else. So now theirs is going to accrue up to 200. And then that 100 will go to me, up thousands of people. So there's 19 people here. Let's say they all ordered 100 BV, okay? So I'd have 1900 BV because everybody ordered 100. This person would have 1800, right? And then this person would have 1700, but it would be split between the two teams. Okay, and so on all the way down. So the higher up, the more BV. Now, this side has, I think, 17 people, yeah, so 1700 BV if they all ordered 100, each person. So this person would have 1700. The cycle is every time you get 300 and 600 in BV. That's a cycle. So if you remember in that column, it had left team, right team, and then cycles. So a cycle pays $54. So you want to write that down. One cycle pays $54. A cycle is 300 in BV on one side and 600 in BV on the other side. So we have 3 cycles sitting here because 600 can go into 19 3 times and 300 can go into 1700 3 times easily, right, with some left over. So what it would do is it would say, okay, you got 3 cycles. 3 times 54 is 162. And it's going to subtract that from this running volume. So subtract the 900 and the 1800 and give you the remaining volume. Now the 600 came from this side to get those 3 cycles, but now you're already at 600 on the left side. That's unique about our compensation plan. It'll take the 600 from this side now. So what needs to happen is there needs to be somebody enrolled, or maybe an auto ship goes out in the middle of the night, or maybe somebody just logs into their website and orders some more product. In this case, this person's going to get to consultant because they're excited. So they just enrolled 2 people. Let's just say they both ordered 100. That would take you to 300. The computer would say, oh, you did it again. Okay, let's add a cycle. You have 4 cycles now, and let's subtract the volume. And it's just going to wait for that to accrue up to 300 and 600 again from whichever side. So you can see that the leverage of making more and more money is going to be people enrolling other people. And then the passive is going to be that people love the products and they keep ordering it. And the people who are getting paid below you, they keep adding more people, and there's more products that are moving. So passive, residual, and leverage. And this takes time. You don't know how many you're going to need to enroll until this happens. I just knew it would happen. I never asked, well, how many people do I need to enroll before that happens, or when that happens? I had enough smarts to know that there's a variable. There's an unknown variable, and that's each individual. And some of the variables are, are they looking for something else besides what they're doing currently? Are they looking for something better when it comes to income? Are they entrepreneurial? Did they have a great product experience? So those are some of the important variables that are going to decide whether or not they could be somebody who's going to be enrolling people and duplicate. So you're not in control of those variables, and this person might tell you that they're going to do it, but they never do nothing. This person might be the silent person, and they end up building the business that you never thought would. They were very reclusive, they were introverts, but all of a sudden they start building a business, a very successful business. And so you never know how many you're going to have to enroll until you get there. And it could be somebody above you that enrolls somebody down under you. But that's only going to happen on one leg where somebody above you is enrolling down. Because remember, we said don't enroll on people's inside. That means your upline is not going to enroll on your inside leg. They're going to be enrolling on the outside leg. So, but again, you never know. So let me show this from another perspective. Okay, so here you are as consultant, and it's you, and you enrolled 2 people. So you now get paid the 6%. So that's the second level. You're the first level, that's the second level. This is the power of 2. If everybody just enrolled 2 people, watch what could happen. So we'll go with the 2 bottles of isogenesis. So now here's these 2 people, they just enrolled 2 people. At your 13th level, you'd be making over 50 grand a month if everybody was just ordering 2 bottles of isogenesis. So here's how it would work in your website. These people, you and these 3 order product at your left side. So that's going to go into your left bank. And then these 3 are on the right team. They order the product. That's going to go into your right bank. Now, if these 4 share it with 2, that would take us to level 4, which would bring in 8 new people. Whoops, it didn't show it. What happened here? I think I show where that keeps going. If not, that may be it. Yeah. So you could imagine what's going to happen on the next level where 8 people come in, right? You'd have 4 on the left ordering 2 bottles of isogenesis and 4 on the right ordering 2 bottles of isogenesis because they brought in 2 each. So that's just going to make this BV go up more, which would hit the 600 and 300. You'd get the cycle and you'd be getting paid. If everybody just did that all the way down to the 13th level, you'd be making over 50,000 a month in passive residual income. And the auto ships go out in the middle of the night, so passive. All right, this is another perspective of the same thing, but this is more of how it looks in your website. When you get enrolled, it's going to give you your ID number at the top, the person's name, when their auto ship is going out, and the active. They're active until September 6th. And remember, you get 5 days grace period. How much PV they've ordered. PV is the same as BV. It stands for personal volume. How many people are in my group? None. It's just me. So once I get enrolled, though, there's 2 boxes that open up to enroll 2 new people. Somebody's moving their cursor around on the screen. If you can be careful for that. For some reason, it makes marks. Not sure why. Let's see. I think I can clear all those. There we go. Okay. All right. So when you get in, you can enroll Bob and Pam. Now you have 2 people in your group. Bob orders 100 and Pam orders 100. That turns you into a consultant, and the BV starts going up to where you can get paid. And it's going to pay you your own BV. Now, you get a $50 bonus. They're doing something till the end of today. If you do this by the end of today, they'll double that. It's a $100 bonus. Or something like called consultant craze or something like that. So that's normally 50. It's 100 if you do it by the end of tonight. I think they said the 27th. All right, so you get $50. The person who sponsors you gets 100. Now, 2 boxes are going to open up under Bob and Pam. You could enroll people down here. I would say either go here or here. If Bob doesn't enroll anybody or Pam doesn't enroll anybody, then the next person you're going to enroll, you just have to guess. Or not guess, you just have to decide, do I want to enroll them on the left side or on the right side? Somebody from your upline, let's say this is the team leg. Maybe somebody from your upline already rolled somebody right here before you and Pam did. That's all right. Pam would just go down to the next box and then this one. Or you would go down to the next box. If there's a bunch of people enrolling, like this is a fast growing leg, then you would enroll people over here because you want to hit the 300 and 600 faster. But what we want to do is get Bob to consultant and Pam to consultant. So Bob enrolls Joe and Deb. Now you have 6 people on your team, and Joe ordered 150, goes into the left team. Deb orders 125, that goes into the left team because Bob's on your left team, so everybody under Bob is on your left team. Pam's, and Bob would be a consultant, so you get $100 and Bob gets 50. And there's no timeline for that. They'll do that on your first 20 people. And then Tim orders 200. Dan orders, so now Pam's a consultant. You get 100 and she gets 50, and that 225 is going to go over here. So now you have your cycle. In real time, it's going to give you a cycle, and it's going to subtract the 300 and the 600. So as you keep enrolling people, you can see how the BV is going to keep going up. And that variable, that unknown variable of other people starting to enroll, is going to increase the BV as well for you. Remember, that's on unlimited depth. And I always would teach people how to get to consultant after I enrolled them. I'd say, look, you don't know. I mean, if you get great results, you don't have any problem sharing this with people, right? And they said, no, if I get good results, I don't mind sharing it with people. Then I'd say, let me just show you what it means to get to consultant and how you can get your products paid for. And I would just show them consultant. I wouldn't go through everything like I've gone through with you here on this. I would just show them this right here. You don't have to have this over here. You could just explain it, right? What it means to get to consultant. So it calculates daily, pays weekly. Now, if you did this right here in your first 60 days, the company will give you an extra $250 because that's manager. So there's $500 in bonuses if you do that in your first 60 days from when you turned into an associate, when you added your social and birth date. Sometimes the company does what's called a crystal reset. That's called a crystal manager. If you do that in 60 days or less, 61 days, they won't pay it to you. So don't procrastinate it. I had somebody who hit this, and it was on one day after. It was actually 2 hours later after the clock had switched over. They didn't get it. Don't procrastinate it, you guys. So anyways, $500. $500 bonus just for doing this. You enroll too, and they enroll too. And everybody has to be qualified consultant, or these need to be qualified consultants. They need to enroll there too, and Bob needs to enroll his too, right? The roadmap to success is this right here. You can go to allinonebusiness.net and print up this sheet and use it as your goal sheet. I carried this around with me and I wrote people's names in as I enrolled them. The goal is to get 5 people on the left that you enrolled and 5 on the right. So you're building your teams evenly and teaching them how to get to consultant. So this first one is consultant, you get $50. The next one is manager. I showed you what the bonus was for that just now, $500 if you do it in your first 60 days. The next one is director. And then the last one is executive. So this is your crystal executive goal sheet. And where the numbers are, those are going to be people that you personally enroll. So one on the left, one on the right, the next one on the left, the next one on the right, next one left, next one on the right. So to hit manager, you only need to enroll 2 personally. To hit manager, you have to have a total of 6, and they all need to be active. If one of these persons falls off right here, like let's say that person doesn't order, but you have everybody else ordering, you won't hit director. Everybody has to be qualified. Okay. And then the last one is you enrolled 4 more. So that's a total of 5 on the left, 5 on the right. So the way it looks is you enroll 1 on the left, 1 on the right. You're now a consultant. They give you $50. You help them enroll their 2. That's going to be $100 because you help that person get to consultant. And then this one enrolls 2. That's another 100. Do that in your first 60 days. It used to be 1 month. Now it's 60 days. They'll give you an extra $250. So there's $500. The next step is Crystal Director. They give you 4 months. Used to be 3 months, now it's 4. You're going to enroll 4 people. And they don't have to be evenly distributed, 1, 2, 3 on the right, 1, 2, 3 on the left. You could have 4 on the left and 2 on the right. Okay? Or 5 on the left and 1 on the right. And you're still going to be a Crystal Director. So they all get to consultant. There's your 400 for each one hitting consultant. If you do that in 4 months from when you added your social and birth date, they'll give you an extra $750, which is $1,150 added to the 500 you already got. The last one is executive, and there has to be 5 on the left, 5 on the right. and they have to hit consultant. There's another $400 plus $1,000 if you do that in 6 months. So that's a total of $1,400. So you'd make a total of $3,050 for doing this whole thing. I did that in 2.5 months, and we didn't have these bonuses. There were no bonuses. It was just what you did to build this business. Because out of creating 10 consultants, somebody's going to be doing the business with you out of there. So 5 need to be on the left, 5 on the right. You can have more than that, and I would suggest you do, because there's big bonuses that come monthly from being an executive. You could make some huge money, and you don't have to make any money being an executive. It depends if you're growing your business and your downline is growing their business. That's how you get more points for the monthly bonuses. But I had somebody in my downline, Chris and Lori Harder, got $50,000 in 1 month just for the bonuses. Another associate of my group on his 6th month, Dennis Schwartz, he got about $15,000 just in bonuses. Okay. And they list what those bonuses are and what people made at isafyi.com. isafyi.com. All right. So if you did this whole executive thing in 3 weeks, you're going to make $3,000 in 3 weeks. That's a total of 30 people minimum, all ordering 100 BV. And 10 of them you personally enrolled. 5 on the left and 5 on the right. I would get 6 or 7 on the left, 8 or 10 on the right. You'll get more points for the bonuses. And if one person falls off, you're still active because you had 7 on the left and only 1 fell off. Okay. You always have to have a minimum of 5 on the left, 5 on the right. Okay, so when you look at this, what would motivate people to do this is that they see something. And let me see if I can undo that. Scribble there. Okay. All right, so let's take Janie. This is a real person, Janie Snowgrove. She was in for 7 years. She figured she had about 4,000 conversations where she presented the message, had a real conversation with people, like they could follow up with them. It wasn't just handing them their card and walking away. You could do that all day long and never talk to anybody. So she had 4,000 real conversations with follow-up. 200 signed up. Her top producers were 6. So people that were making income in her downline, and we'll say more than 1,000 a week. Let's just put it at something like that. So out of 200 people that she enrolled, she had 6 business builders. Her top month was $82,000 that she made. Janie made $82,000 in 1 month. Because what you're not seeing here is who did these 6 people have conversations with, and how many did they enroll, and how many top producers do these 6 people have? That's what you don't see. But if you see that back when you're starting, it will force you to have these conversations because you know that this has to be the result at some point. It has to. It's a principle. How many people on our team? 45,000. These numbers are pretty consistent across the board. So you're not going to build this business by talking to your family and a few friends. You're going to end up talking to people that you don't even know. But what would cause you to do that and get out of your comfort zone is if you could see back when you get started, when it's just you, that you could see this and how that gets there. I truly believe that even sharing this with you, people are not seeing this process in their mind. There's something that's blocking that. There's a gap in understanding that you having a lot of conversations, real conversations, and enrolling people, closing the deal is going to lead to this. If you know that, you'll have these 4,000 conversations. I knew that. And so I had my share of my conversations. So hopefully that helps you understand the compensation plan, the bonuses, and really how to build this. One other thing I'll say with this slide here, there is an exception to enrolling to the inside. So instead of just rolling outside right, outside left, outside right, outside left, outside right, outside left, let's say this leg is really taken off. This person has enrolled hundreds of people right here. So you have way more volume on your left team. You always have more than 600. You're in excess of 600. Maybe you have 10,000 in BV sitting over here because this team is growing way faster. There's a lot more products that are being ordered. So when you're building, there's a strategy to enrolling when your organization starts to look like this. Instead of just automatically going down here to the bottom right, let's say you call this person and you say, hey, I need to enroll somebody and I need them on my right team, and you're on my right team. Where would you like me to place them? Where do you want that BV to come up through on your team? And she says, you know what? I know this person right here is really taking off with the business, and they need a little bit more volume on their left team. I don't really need volume on my left team, but I want to make sure that this person succeeds and they don't quit. So would you enroll them down on the bottom left under this person right here? And they'll give you the ID number of the person that they're talking about. You put that in, search it, and it takes you right to that person. You can enroll somebody right here, and you're the personally enroller. You know you need more volume on your right team, and this person's on your right team. So whatever number she gives you, you don't even have to know. You just know it's going to be on your right team. And when you enroll that person right here, the BV is going to come up into your right bank to help you cycle, because you have more than enough volume on this side. That's a strategic enrollment because you're helping this person to become more successful, right? Now, in this particular scenario, she would probably say, down on my bottom right because I have more people on my left. But it doesn't matter. Wherever she wants you to place them, you can trust that this person is not going to waste that enrollment because they're already building the business. You can see it. And you know this person personally. They're making money each week. They're thinking about quitting their job, but they need to make a little more money. So wouldn't it help you to help them? That's just an executive decision that you're going to make. You would never do that with this person because they're not even building. All of this is blessing their life anyways. And if they're not taking advantage of that by getting to consultant, you enrolling somebody on their inside leg is not going to change that. So you would work with this person, okay? Or maybe it's this person. Maybe this person is the person you would call. But really, that's just a decision at that point. Where is it going to leverage that enrollment the most, right? So I'm going to unmute and see if anybody has any questions. Okay, everybody's unmuted. Does anybody have any questions? And you might need to unmute yourself as well. Oh, wait, I think my speaker's turned off. Hang on a sec. Okay, are you talking? Go ahead. Anybody talking?
Dave, could you review that last one again where you're signing up somebody under somebody else, but it goes you as the personal enroller?
Yeah, so it's a strategic movement. So instead of just going to the outside left, outside right, you can leverage that better by asking somebody where you want them to enroll that's doing the business, somebody that's proven they're doing the business. They're making enrollments. They're cycling on a regular basis. So if I called you, Tova, and I said, hey, I need to enroll somebody, Tova, where do you want me to put them? How would that make you feel?
I'd be odd.
Would it make you feel good?
I would just be stunned.
Yeah, because you're like, you're going to enroll somebody and you want me to tell you where to put them?
Exactly.
And you'd be like, well, I actually need more volume on my left leg. Could you enroll them on my left leg? I'd say, sure. But who's on your left leg? Is there anybody doing any business on your left leg? And you would say, well, yeah, Ellen just got in and she's starting to rock it. And I don't know, let's call Ellen. And I'd say, okay, let's call Ellen. Hey, Ellen, I need to enroll somebody. And where do you want me to put them, on your left team or your right team? And you know that you need them on your left team, right, Tova? So it doesn't matter where we put them under Ellen. But it matters to Ellen. She'll be fired up, and so will you. Because I just placed somebody down under you where it's going to serve you to make more income. And it's going to serve Ellen as well. So that's a strategic enrollment, but you don't do that prematurely. You wouldn't do that with this person. I wouldn't call this person and say, hey, where do you want me to enroll somebody? Oh, wait, you can't see my screen. Let me bring my screen back up. Okay, so what I was saying, let's say this is you, Tova, and then let's say this is Ellen, right? Or we could even say this is Ellen, right? Ellen just became consultant. And so here's somebody who's making money in your left team, Tova, and then here's you. So I'd say, okay, I need to enroll somebody, Tova, where do you want me to put them? You say, well, Ellen she's right out of the gate. She got to consultant in like 48 hours. And she is having amazing results. She's loving this. She wants to do this full time. So I'd say, all right, let's get Ellen on the phone. And we'd say, hey, Ellen, this is Dave. I need to enroll somebody, and I need them on my left team, and you're on my left team. So where do you want me to place this person? And she'll be like, well, I already have 2 on my right. Can you put 1 on my left? And I'd be, yeah. And she's like, wow, you would do that? I'm like, yeah. I want you to succeed, and I trust Tova. She said you're one of her up-and-coming leaders, so let's do this together. I'll enroll them on your left, and I know that that's going to help Tova because she needs volume on her left because she said that. And then I know it's going to go into my volume where I need it because Tova is on that leg where I need the volume. That's a very strategic enrollment that you're leveraging that enrollment. What if I just went to the outside right? Well, Tova needed more volume on her left, not on her right. If I would have followed the outside left, outside right, I need more people on my right, so I go all the way down here to the bottom right. Yeah, it helped Tova, but she's also thinking, man, I need more volume on my left side. It would have helped her because attitude's everything, right? And so would it have been a shot in the arm to raise the attitude? Yeah, but not just Tova. Let's do Ellen too. Right? But you don't do that too early, you guys. You got to do that with your leaders, people that have already proven. So you don't automatically just keep going outside left, outside right.
So Dave, sorry, I had Malcolm was on my brain. So I just want to confirm, so you are the enrolling sponsor, not Ellen, but the person is under her.
Yeah, don't give up your own personal enrollments, but you can place them wherever it's going to serve the team the best.
Okay.
It's like when I need to do an order, and whenever I need to do an extra order, I know what leg I need that order to go through, and I can just call somebody and say, hey, I need to place an order, and where do you want me to place it?
Right.
It's the same thing, but you can do that with enrollments as well. But you don't want to leave somebody stranded. Like if you said Tova, if Tova said Ellen, and Ellen's only enrolled 2 people, but I could see that this is John's power leg, I might say, well, you know what? This is my personal enrollment, and it's still going to help Ellen. So I'm going to put it down here on the bottom right because I know John is going to keep enrolling down this leg. And so I wouldn't leave my person stranded if Ellen decided not to do it. Okay. So there's some intricacies and there's some really refining on that. I probably wouldn't put it on I would have to interview Ellen first. But it's still going to help Ellen if we put a person here on the bottom right of Ellen, right? And it also helps John, and it also helps Tova, and it also helps me. So, when it really comes down to it, I'm not just going to listen to what Tova says. I'm going to look at it and scrutinize it. Because I don't want to strand my person here, which they would be stranded if Ellen didn't end up doing anything. Okay,
yeah, and I see how that's happened to one of my downline who was trying to help somebody. They've stranded all the other people.
Yeah. But you can see how it could be a huge blessing if you really understand that principle.
Yeah. Thanks.
That's a PhD in the compensation plan. I mean, there are people who have probably been in the company. I had somebody that called me that they had been in the company for over 5 years. They were a millionaire already. And they said, Dave, I really don't want to enroll this person just to my outside right. I have a doctor on an inside leg that's really doing this. Could I enroll him under the doctor? And I'm like, oh, you missed that class. It was like, yeah, totally enroll him under that doctor, under that leg where you need more BV. If the doctor's proven themselves, don't just go to the outside right. It wouldn't even help. Like if this was the doctor and they enrolled to the outside right and nobody's building the business here, but the doctor is on somebody's inside leg, why would you enroll them over here? Nobody's doing the business here. But the doctor is, so go enroll them under the doctor. But you're their personal enroller. The doctor is going to get paid on that BV just like you will. Yeah, good stuff.
Thanks.
All right, any other questions? Very, very generous compensation plan. Sometimes the mind can't even really comprehend it because they just don't know that there's people out there that are that generous. They pay you on everybody. So there's 3 ways people could get under you. Your upline could be enrolling people down on the team leg, and then that person could start building. You could enroll people on either leg, and then the people that are on your team will be enrolling people. That's 3 ways you're leveraging. When people who have a job aren't leveraging at all their entire life. There's 3 ways that you're leveraging here. All right. If there's no other questions, we'll check out. Let me make sure there's not any other comments. Let's see. Chat. Okay, yeah, that's it. All right, you guys. Awesome. Thanks for all that you do. And let's go out and make a difference in the world. I mean, focus on that, making a difference. See how many people's lives you can make a difference in, and then everything else takes care of itself as you treat it like a business. Okay, we'll see you guys.